If Sylvan Creasy had run in another direction, he might have ended up on the concrete floor of a makeshift morgue, lying beside the men he had worked alongside that day in 1933. Instead, he spent the hours after California's deadliest fire writing about what he witnessed in the last moments of his unlucky co-workers' lives. Screams mingled with the dry crackle of the burning brush, he wrote. "Oh God," one man cried, "help me! Help me!" In a first-person account that appeared the next day in the University of Southern California's student newspaper, the Daily Trojan, Creasy credited blind luck for his survival and said he wasn't sure how many others, all desperate for work during the Great Depression, had escaped death with him. But he knew how many, at minimum, had not. "I saw between 20 and 25 men burned to death today, screaming and fighting for life in a tornado of fire," he wrote, describing a blaze that nearly encircled the men as they stood on the side of a hill. Terror-stricken, they leapt through the flames, continued on a few feet and went down in a welter of hot ashes and flames. Some fought one another in blind terror and indecision. They had to fight something as the flames closed in. It was instinct, they couldn't fight the flames. This year, destructive and deadly wildfires have ravaged California, hollowing out homes and uprooting lives. The state this month is battling its fourth largest fire on record, named Thomas, that by Thursday had claimed the life of a firefighter and consumed nearly 380 square miles in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. It is only 30% contained, according to officials with the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, or CAL FIRE. A dire forecast for Southern California wildfires, no significant relief in sight. But if cost is measured in lives lost instead of acreage charred, the fire that has brought the steepest price for the state remains the one that tore through Griffith Park in Los Angeles on October 3, 1933. Only 47 acres burned, but at least 29 people died. In the days afterward, headlines described it as a park holocaust, and the Los Angeles Times at the top of its front page featured a drawing of the Grim Reaper spreading flames with his scythe. The high death toll speaks both to the unpredictable nature of fires and to some of the nation's darkest economic times. "It's a Great Depression story," said Mike Eberts, a Glendale Community College professor and expert on the Griffith Park fire. "The night America burned, the deadliest and most overlooked fire in U.S. history. At the time, hundreds of thousands of jobless men had found work through a government relief program aimed at easing the economic collapse. The program called for men to earn money while doing needed manual labor that would take them into parks and forests. A New York Times article explained the logic at the time as, "In the forests there is work to be done, and in the nation there is estimated to be from 10 million to 12 million jobless men." On the day of the fire, more than 3,700 of these workers were at Griffith Park, maintaining trails, clearing brush and building a road, Eberts said.